Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to this yin yoga series, the Deep Unwinding. We are going to be going on a journey together over the next 5 weeks. Each week there's going to be a new yin episode for you to journey with me through. It's a restorative journey to support you in going deep within the tissues, to release tension, to untie some knots, and to let go of some of those things that are maybe feeling really heavy in your body right now, in your energetic field, so that you can let them go, release them, and step into more freedom in your body. Yin is a practice that's intended for softening and surrender. And so there's a few things to think about as you go in. The first is that we are always finding our edge in the pose, in the asana. We are not overstretching, we are not overcommitting. We're taking ourselves to that point where we start to feel that tension. Now, at any point, if something is feeling uncomfortable or painful, just start to bring yourself back to center, back into child's pose, even take a shavasana if you like, just to make sure that you are looking after your body as we move through. Second is, once you find your edge in that pose, it's time to let that body take a deep sigh, beginning to soften into that asana. And again, noticing where you're starting to feel things as we're moving through, noticing where there's contractions and some expansions. And at any point, remember, it's your body, it's your posture, it's your practice. The third thing that we need to know is that when we find our edge and when we soften into the asana, the last thing is that we are holding these asanas for up to 3 minutes in these series. So sometimes yin can go for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, even 10 minutes, moving into more of a restorative session, but we're keeping it around the 2 to 3 minute mark as we move through. Take what you need as we go. Use props, take a bolster or roll up a big blanket, grab cushions if you don't have a block at home, find some books or something steady and chunky that you can use instead. The idea of the props is to support you. We're working with deep connective tissues, we're working with the fascia, so we want to be able to support the muscles to soften a little so that we can get even deeper in the body, and props is what's going to help you to be able to do that. If you have any questions, thoughts, feedback, anything that comes up throughout these series, feel free to leave a comment in the video. I will always come back to you. And with that said, let's step into our first journey together of the Deep Unwinding. Hello, beautiful soul. We begin our journey in a wide-legged child's pose. So bring the knees as wide as the mat. The big toes are touching. And take the option here to use a bolster under the belly and rest your head on one side. The other option is to walk the hands out in front of you, laying the chest down towards the mat. And finding your breath here. Today we will explore the place where deep rest and inner peace reside. It's an invitation to surrender to stillness. And often we associate surrender with loss or failure or giving up. But in a world where we have been brought up to push and fight and do what it takes to reach our goals, surrender is a brave path forward. Because it asks of us to let go of the idea that we have to make things different from exactly the way that they are in this moment. It requires us to accept the now. And in that action of surrender, you release expectation of the outcome. You can soften into presence and embrace the quiet within yourself. If you've chosen the option to use a bolster here, go ahead and rest your head on the other side now. Yin really is a practice of surrender as you find your edge. discovering how the pose fits into your form rather than forcing your form to fit into the pose. It's a practice of non-comparison, of withdrawing inwards, and realizing that your power does not lie in your ability to control the world around you, but rather to ebb and flow with everything that you cannot control. And so reflect for a moment here. Where do you have a tight grip? And where would you like to slowly let go? To let things flow a little more easily. To let things be. Take your final breath here and exhale, release. Gently pressing into the mat with your hands, walk them back towards you. And now bring your right leg forward to a 90-degree angle. So your shin is parallel to the top of the mat and your thigh is running alongside the long edge of the mat. And bring your left shin to run alongside the left long edge of the mat, also allowing your torso to face forward. And you have the option here to drape the torso over a bolster, laying on the right side of your face, or you can use a block to rest your forehead on if you want things to become a little bit deeper. Or final option is to bring your whole body to yield to gravity on the mat, resting your forehead on your hands, and surrender to stillness. Allow the whole body to exhale and let go of the noisiness from the day. Take your final breath here and softly exhale it out. Slowly walking yourself out of the pose, moving with intention. And as you do, find your way into a short downward facing dog. So lifting those hips up, feeling the breath moving up and down the spine. And now inhale as you lift the right leg just off the mat. And exhale as you bring the right knee to meet the right wrist. The left leg stays straight behind you, but let it pull back, keeping the hips at the same level facing forward or until you find your edge. And once you're there, the option is to bring the arms and chest onto a bolster, resting the forehead down, or using a block as a support for the forehead, unfolding yourself down towards the mat completely into your sleeping swan. You may need a blanket or a block underneath the glute on the right hand side if you want that little bit of extra support, but feel into what it is that you need. 𝐔𝐑𝐄𝐈𝐄 said, "The body benefits from movement, and the mind benefits from stillness." And I think what he means by that is that it's only through stillness that we can hear what's happening in the mind. When we slow things down and bring our awareness internally, it's only then that we notice the mental chatter, these subtle vibrations that are weaving into the fabric of our very being. And surrender is a part of that, because it's through surrender that we find stillness, so we can begin to unravel and unwind the chatter of the mind. And also we discover where this chatter has taken up residence within our bodies, in the fibers, where we hold tightness and contraction and density. And through practices like yin, we create the container to begin to release what's been held onto for so long. And so feel now with every exhalation this unwinding within the very tissues of your body, this surrendering, releasing, letting go. And let the breath carry forth what your body no longer needs. Taking your final breath here and release it out. Pressing into the mat with your hands, walking the body back up. And go ahead and bring your weight over to the right. And gently swing your left leg around to the front and over the right, coming into a seated twist. Before we get there, let's take an inhale as you reach your arms up towards the stars. And exhale as you twist over to the left side, using your right elbow on the outside of the left leg to support you in finding your edge. The left hand is gently placed behind the body with a flat palm or on your fingertips. And if it serves you here, you can close down the eyes and begin to sense how your breath moves in this twist. Feel the spaces of contraction and the spaces of expansion. And visualize the breath moving down the spine and notice how the spine feels here. The place that it takes up within your body. How it moves. How it allows you to be here. They say your spine is the fountain of youth. And so how does your spine feel? take your final breath in this twist. And as you exhale, unravel your body back to center. Take the feet mat width apart and rest on your hands behind you. And start to windscreen wiper those legs from side to side, moving slowly with intention, allowing the chi to flow down into all of those spaces that were just contracted. Bringing yourself back into center, and let's move on to the other side. So this time, bringing your left shin forward, your left leg to a 90-degree angle. Your shin is parallel to the top of the mat and your thigh alongside the long edge. Bring your right shin to run alongside the long edge on the right side, also coming into that 90-degree angle. Torso is facing forward, and then choose your option whether you'd like to use a bolster, a block, or surrender the whole body down to the mat. And as you meet yourself in this asana, the invitation is to feel your internal sensations. To start to notice the language of your body, to listen to what's present without judgment or trying to change it, but becoming the observer of your being. Taking your final breath here and exhaling it out. Slowly walking yourself out of the pose and moving with slowliness, find your way back into a downward facing dog just for a moment. When you arrive there, connect with the breath, feeling the inhale moving up the spine, the exhale moving down the spine. And then inhale as you lift your left leg up just off the mat. Exhale as you bring the left knee to the left wrist. This time the right leg is staying straight behind you, but allow it to shimmy and pull back a little, keeping the hips at the same level facing forward, finding your edge, using the support that you might need, taking the props, and then finding your option of bolster, block, or allow your body to fold and completely rest on the mat. Taking your final breath here. Let it all go on the exhale. Press into the mat with your hands, walking your body back up. Go ahead and bring your weight over to the left this time. Sweeping that right leg around to the front, over the left. As we prepare to come into your seated twist. So inhale as you reach your arms up towards the stars, and exhale as you twist over to the right side, bringing your left elbow on the outside of the right leg to support you in finding your edge. Gently place the right hand behind the body. Keep that chest open. Feel the energy moving. See if you can notice, even if it's just for a micro moment, what stillness feels like. Final breath here, nice beautiful inhale, and softening exhale, unwinding your arms and legs, and finding your way to a child's pose once more. Your knees are wide here, big toes are touching, chest nestling in between your legs. Osho once said, "You are just like a wave in the ocean. You come out of the ocean and you go back to the ocean." Surrendering means trusting in the ocean. And of course, what can a wave do except that? The wave has to trust the ocean, and whether you trust or not, you remain part of the ocean. And so just like the ocean wave, let's move some of that chi with a slow mini flow, like a moving meditation. So inhale, hips lift up, heart draws forward, and exhale as you lower down to the mat, nice and slow. Inhale for a baby cobra, keep it nice and soft. Exhale, wave the chest back down to the mat. Inhale, pressing back into your child's pose. And exhale as you soften. Let's go again. Inhale, hips lift up, heart draws forward. Exhale as you lower down to the mat. Inhale for baby cobra or even cobra this time. And exhale, wave the chest back down. Inhale, pressing back into your child, glide those hips back. And exhale as you soften. Beautiful, one more. Inhale, hips lift up, heart shines forward. Exhale as you lower down to the mat. Inhale, baby cobra or cobra. And exhale, wave it back down. Inhale, press those hips back into child's. And exhale as you soften. Take your last breath here and exhale it out. And pressing your hands into the mat, lifting the hips. Find yourself in Sukhasana, easy pose. You may want to sit on a blanket or a block to raise the hips above the knees. But as you move, release the need to bring tension back into the body. Stay supple and soft as you find this pose. The shoulders and belly stay soft, the heart stays open. And allow gravity to anchor you here, to keep you grounded. And while at the same time, you can sense the ebbs and flows of life moving through you. Like a seaweed that's rooted into the ocean floor, it stays steady while moving with the ripples and waves of the ocean. So go ahead now, take in a nice, beautiful long inhale through the nose deep down to the belly, and soft releasing exhale through the mouth. Bring the palms together in front of the heart, thumbs touching the heart space. Let's close with 3 moments of gratitude. First of all, gratitude for all of the teachers and masters that came before us to share the practices of yoga and the evolutions like yin. Secondly, gratitude for yourself for taking the time today to nourish your body, your heart, your soul in this way. And lastly, much love and gratitude for me for being a part of this journey. I wish you a beautiful day ahead, and we'll see you in the next class.